Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video I want to talk to you about something, well, a couple of things actually, or maybe even three. Not entirely sure. I mean, actually we'll cover all three in this video and just show how bad this game has actually got in recent times, because this was never a problem before. Well, at least one of these things. So we're going to go to the clan room to start it all off, and you've got to love the dodgy textures on that door frame that have always been there. You've got to love the fact that they haven't actually finished their investigations with the Iron Horse raid, yet they put the names in the White House. And then if you take a look here, actually we're going to skip that bit. First off, we go to this guy. Restocks in 2 days, 16.5 hours. If you look at my clan, which if we take a look, clan... There are 42 members in the clan. 3 currently online, but there are 42 members. And apparently, not a single person has earned any clan XP for this week. If we then take a look over here, projects 0%. Clan XP, 64 million, we've got 0. Not even a single piece of XP. Or whatever you want to call it. Not one single XP point. And look at the weekly reset. Look up there. Like, right up there, right in the top. 0, 0, 0, 0. There is no weekly reset timer. They have completely broken clans. They are not working at all. So when it comes to the end of the actual cycle, when we open up this bad boy, I've got one in here, but we're not going to get a cash because none of the fucking clan is working, and I don't know what they've done to break it. We haven't had a title update or anything, just the typical weekly maintenance, and they somehow managed to break it. But let's quickly open this. Oh, look. Oh, it's definitely worth opening one of those. Legendary mission type or difficulty type drops right there. There's something I want to show you. We're going to have to turn the cam off at some point in this video as well, because I'm going to switch over. I'm going to have to do a separate recording to show you, because I had players send me a couple of clips, and they showed me just what they are experiencing. The second thing I want to talk about is the skills. You would have seen in a video recently that my skills weren't working. So when I say skills, the ones that I use personally are the assault turret and the striker drone. The turret doesn't seem to be too bad. Sometimes it doesn't fire, but most of the time now the striker drone is just sitting there doing nothing. It does nothing at all. You can try targeting different enemies, it will just ignore you. They've completely bugged out skills again as well. Then another thing I'd like to show you, I don't know if I actually got rid of the weapon I wanted to show you with. No, it's here. Look at that rate of fire attribute right there. Like, we're going to talk about this just quickly before we look at the clips that people have sent me. So that's 5% rate of fire. You can see the orange glow if I come out of the section of the White House that's red. So if we stand out here, go back into my inventory, look at this hunting M44. So when a stat is maxed, you'll see there with the damage to targets out of cover, you get that orange like glow that comes over from the left hand side of the attribute. Look at this hunting M44, and then also if you look at the marksman rifle damage and the headshot damage, you will see that both the arrows are right at the right hand side of that bar, meaning those stats in my library are maxed out. They're orange, that means I've got the max percentage. If you look at rate of fire, that arrow is white. So that should mean I can go put this rate of fire attribute into my library and max out that stat. Because that arrow is white, that should mean that I don't have it. But let's go and have a look here. Recalibration library. Let's go to marksman rifles, attributes, and it was rate of fire 5%. So rate of fire there. You'll see magazine size, swap speeds, top and bottom of rate of fire. They have the orange bits coming from the left hand side because they are maxed out. Rate of fire, 5%. The max is 5%. I have that god roll stat or attribute in my library, yet it doesn't show that that's the case. This is happening across gear and weapons.
Good to see you.
I haven't seen many people at all talking about it. But one thing which I will explain with commentary over the PC side of what I need to show you with the clips the players have sent me. I'm just trying to find a piece of gear that shows it in my stash, because there should be a piece that shows it. Okay, so if we take a look you can see that skill haste attribute, the bar is around 50%. That percentage, 9.1, if we go and take a look at masks, that's right at the bottom of my stash, so let's go and have a look. 9.1 was about 50% on that bar. To go to masks, it doesn't matter which piece of gear because they're all the same, but skill haste goes up to 12%. So if that, 12% is the max you can get. So if that bar was full, that skill haste would be 12%. But the bar is sat at around 50%. Yeah, the stat is actually 9.1%. So they've done something, they've messed up somewhere. And this has been the case since Warlords released. They've messed up somewhere, and it doesn't actually, the bar doesn't represent the stat 100% accurately. Because you know, these developers, they love their tools that are 100% accurate. All of their like band mechanics, they're 100% spot on. They never get anything wrong. But that bar right there is around 50%, I would say. Yet the stat is actually over 75%. Because 12%, you drop that, like 25% of 12 would be 3. So you times that by 3 to get the 9%. We'll forget the 0.1. 9% would be 75% on that stat. Yeah, that bar is representing that stat is only around 50%. So what we're going to do now is just quickly take a look at the clips. I would like to show you, because I've got proof that players are playing heroic difficulty content, might I add, and they're getting purple drops on heroic. And it's not from the open world loot boxes that can drop purples. It's from the big yellow box in a control point. And also, somebody got a roll on heroic difficulty lower than 60%. And that's not even the case of supposed to be, like, it's not supposed to be 60% on heroic. Nikki said in a tweet that I shared in a video recently that heroic and legendary are supposed to be higher than 60. But that is not the fucking case, because these incompetent devs don't know what they're doing. So let's switch over to PC. Let's have a look at these stats, and that's going to wrap the video up. Okay, so we're over to the PC side of things now. I have 2 clips to show you. This is an absolute mess. This first one, this is clearing the vault control point. You'll see in the top left in a moment that it is on heroic difficulty. The quality is not going to be great, apologies for that. But welcome to Twitter and their processing of videos whilst you're watching them. Or at least on my end anyway. So heroic difficulty, the vault. They're going to enter the supply room. Open the big yellow box. You can see up here the whole time, heroic. And you ready for this? 3 purples. All 3 of them purples. That just takes the piss. That is an absolute mess. How are you getting 3 purples on heroic? Another one. This is actually a YouTube video. The quality should be a little bit better. This is someone on heroic. You can see this is recent as well. Not sure about the control point 1 and how long ago that was. But you can see the Huntsman League and the right, like on the right hand side underneath their shade level. So you can see this is literally within the last couple of days. Territory control, heroic difficulty. And watch this. They're going to take out the last enemy. I'm not even going to skip through. We can just sit there and watch it. So you retrieve the cache key. That's what you do at the end of a territory control. Remember, heroic difficulty. This is a gear stash. So this, before we get into it, this is not an open world loot box. That's not what it's classed as. This is the loot directly related to an activity in the game. So let's have a look at this. No, before we go to that second one, no, we want to see this one first. So they're going to open it. We're going to close it. I don't want that to keep popping up. So looking at this, you can see the bars. The bars do not represent the roll at all. Because if you look at the weapon damage, 8.2%, the bars are around 50% for each of them. Just roughly. This is all based on estimates. I can't tell you the percentage exactly on that bar. But 8.2, that percentage itself is over 50%. The max it can be is 15, so 7.5 would be the halfway mark. So let's just say that's 60. 5.6% headshot damage, that's 56%. So that's 116, and then 13,658 health. Compared to the max, that is a 70% stat. I did the calculations. That is roughly around 70%. So 70, 56 is 126, and then around 60 is 186. So 186 out of 300 is over 60%. That is fine. That's roughly where it's supposed to be. The bars are obviously showing different. But then look at this. That is a heroic fucking drop. Heroic difficulty. The toughest the open world can be. This is 10.1, where the loot is supposed to be better. 3.6% weapon damage. I'm going to say that's around, what, 15% is the max. So you times that by 2, it's about 24%. Or something like that on that percentage. So 24. Repair skills, if you look at it, the bar is around 30%, maybe 35%. But repair skills goes up to a max of 20. So that is actually over 50%. I can't even think of a percentage. We'd round it up to 60. Let's say 60 for that roll. So ignore the bars, we're looking at the percentages. So 11.6%, that's around 60% for that stat. We're just going to go with that, whether that's right or not. So 60, 24 is 84. That explosive resistance is 38%. The max it can be is 10%. So 38, 24, that's 62. Even if that repair skills was maxed, even if that was 20%, that would be a 100% roll. So you put the 38, you put the 24, that's 62%. Even with the 100% from repair skills, which it is not, but even if it did have 100%, that is still below 180% across all 3 attributes. And I hope you guys are following this. It's hurting my brain talking about it, because there's a lot of calculations and maths and stuff behind it. But that is not an acceptable heroic drop, even with the percentages. Ignoring the bars completely with percentages, that is still below 60%. What makes that even worse is heroic and legendary isn't supposed to be 60. The minimum rolls are supposed to be higher than 60. According to Nikki, which is a game developer, someone that works on this game, is saying those words. This isn't something we've made up with the 60% and having estimates and stuff. This is a developer who has had part in creating this game that has said heroic and legendary is supposed to be above 60%. This isn't even 60. So, I'm going to leave that footage with you guys. I'm absolutely fucking pissed that I've seen that, like, I didn't believe it at first. Like, seeing is believing. I've seen it, I now believe it. At first I didn't. I thought people talking about getting purples on heroic, I thought they were talking about the open world loot boxes. But they're not. It's actually happening. And you can't make this shit up. You've seen the video footage. They're on heroic difficulty. I mean, unless they're amazing at video editing and they can do all these fancy tricks and stuff and manipulation, this is just someone genuinely playing their game. Heroic territory control, they clear it. That's the shit they're getting out of the loot. Heroic, it's the hardest in the game. This is end game. Like, you're supposed to reward your players to keep them coming back. When you're seeing stats like that, like with the bars even being wrong, just that alone. When you're seeing bars that don't have, like, there's a lot of grayed out area where the bars are so low, even though it's not representing the percentages correctly, that sort of shit will push your players away. And it's fucking annoying because time and time again we are told by these devs, oh, we're working on the loot, oh, we're fixing the loot, oh, this is going to happen to the loot, that's going to happen to the loot. Fucking bollocks. But on that note, I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about it in the comments. Personally, I've never seen purples or stats below 60% once I've done the calculations, but a lot of the time I've just based it off the bars. And these bars represent nothing close to the percentages of the attributes. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and a little bit of face cam with a rant. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.